Hi, it's Marina, the Soul Alchemist. It's time to pick your own card weekly guidance for the 8th through to the 14th of January. I was going to say February. Oh my God, wishing time away already. And we've got a new moon this week on Wednesday, which is in Capricorn. So Capricorn is a really, really strong, kind of ordered, powerful sign. I mean, they're all powerful. All of the astrology signs are powerful, but Capricorn comes with, for me, kind of really knowing what they want and being able to quite practical, quite pragmatic, taking action, kind of really knowing what they want and going after it. That's how I view a Capricorn. It's kind of that kind of energy. And you know what? We're going to need that this week. The bonus card is all about karmic challenges, which we have an opportunity to navigate and release. So this could be karmic challenges, karmic issues from the past that are still presenting themselves. Excuse me. And when I share more information about this card, it will make perfect sense. And you'll be kind of like, I am glad that I'm working through that karmic challenge. And you have everything you need to work through this. And the first card, all of the cards, please, I would encourage you to go and listen to all cards because they're all going to layer into each other. But the first card for me is the foundational, the foundation of this week's reading, and it's the thing to go back to whenever you are feeling any of the other cards. It is the thing to go back to, and it's the thing that we are all trying to return to, or we are returning to. We're not trying, we are returning to, whether we're conscious or not. But if we can bring conscious awareness to this vibration, this frequency, then it helps us to navigate what can feel like at times quite challenging circumstances, or just kind of like our energies, the solar flares, the planetary stuff that goes on. It can help support us to remember why we are doing this ascension journey and why we are in the space that we are at the moment, why we have decided to incarnate at this time. Now, if you're not familiar, you're very welcome to this page. And I'm using the Akashic Oracle card deck. This is your modality in a box. This is the deck of cards that I've created that support you directly with the connection to the Akashic records, the high vibrational cards. They also come with a key pendulum and a masterclass to support you with really being able to connect with these cards and learn how to use them. And I've provided a key pendulum to support you with activating Akashic healing and success, all in this kind of one thing. So that's why it's a modality in a box. So I love them, as you can tell. And if you want to play along with me each week, if you've got a deck of cards or not, but if you've got a deck of cards, you can play along with me each week and see what I'm picking up. So this just helps you with your own interpretations and your confidence with using these cards. So please listen to all 3 cards, all 4 cards. Obviously, what you pick is going to be your main focus, but this number 1 card is your foundational card for all messages. So this is not going to come as a surprise, given that introduction. It's unconditional love. So this is the frequency, this is the vibration, this is the energy that we need to remind ourselves to keep going back to when we are navigating challenge. How can I bring more love to this situation? And the question that I also ask is, what would love do in this circumstance or this situation, or at this particular time, this moment in time? What would love do? And just asking that question, what it does is it allows you to become the third person. It allows you to have some space emotionally, to disconnect and have that kind of neutral space to think perhaps in a different way, to release whatever trigger is going on for you, And so you can think, well, what would love do in this situation? How would they perceive this? How would they navigate this? And so unconditional love for ourselves, and if possible for others. And if nothing else, having maybe a greater understanding of others' motives and sometimes crazy behaviors and perspectives. But remember, as humanity, as a collective, we are all walking each other home back to the light, even though it might not seem like that. That is the intent. That is the intention. That's what we're working towards, whether you're conscious of working towards that or not. As a planet and where we are in our ascension process, that's what's happening. And so unconditional love, where we have that beautiful frequency and we allow ourselves to receive that frequency, which is why I bring this frequency into quite a lot of my Akashic tune-ins, like the transmissions, the meditations. There's always some kind of unconditional love going on in there where I bring that frequency through for you to receive it. And the more we get used to receiving that unconditional love, the more we recognize when we are engaging or being pulled into relationships, connections where it's conditional love. And that, you know, the more that we feel the frequency of unconditional love, first of all, we're reflecting that out into, you know, our family and our circles and stuff, which is great because it's a ripple effect. But also we then become much more aware when it's not unconditional love and it's conditional and there's strings attached, and you know, we can recognize that behavior in ourselves because it's not about us, you know, just other people. We also do that as well because it's deep programming, it's conditioning. But the more we bring awareness to that and we think, hang on, you know, I'm definitely coming from the wrong space here, or this feels really icky, it feels really uncomfortable, then we know that there's the unconditional love isn't in there. So even just having that recognition and then us changing our energy around that or perspective, and then being able to even consider coming from a different space where it holds more of a neutrality frequency or a bit of unconditional love or compassion or empathy or understanding, kindness, gentleness, whatever it might be. We're changing the vibration of the planet by doing that. We're changing our own vibration. So this is the frequency that you need to remember for the week. If there's one thing that you need to remember of all of these card messages, is unconditional love, and how you can keep returning back to that frequency whenever you need to. How can I have more unconditional love for myself at this very moment? If there's challenging situations, what would love do in this situation? What would love do now? And see how that just helps to support you navigate the week. So that's card one. Let me know how the card resonates. Let me know if you need any additional support. If you want to get the deck of cards, there's a link probably below. Or if you want to have your own personal reading and you want to be supported by me for the whole year, then I do an empowerment oracle session. It includes Akashic healing as well as the Akashic reading to support you every 3 months. So you get 4 sessions. So you get supported for a whole year, 4 times a year. So it's a really beautiful way to work with me, you know, regularly to get this beautiful insight, wisdom, guidance from your guides, but also the Akashic healing to support you navigating that next 3 months. So let me know if you would like to experience one of those sessions or sign up for a subscription. It works out a better value if you do the subscription because you virtually get 1 session for free. So if you pick card 2, this is where we can I think for me, one of the main messages from this, looking at all of these cards, is we've really got to stand in our power this week, really step up into our power, which is beautiful that we've got this new moon in Capricorn, because I think Capricorn does have that kind of real strong energy. And so what we've got is money fears. And so you might find that through this week that there is some insecurities coming through, maybe unexpected bills, things that trigger, and it could be listening to the news, listening to other people, reflecting back to you, complaining about money, the price of things. And I'm not saying that there isn't an economic crisis going on, because it's definitely reflected out there. But how much do you need to engage with that? Are you able to change your perspective? Are you able to still tap into gratitude no matter what is coming up for you when it comes around money and your money fears? Now, what I would say is, if your money fears are being triggered this week, have gratitude for that, because you're being shown something that you can actually heal. So rather than fall into victim and why is this happening to me? And, I can never get ahead. And, all of the things that we fall into quite easily, because money is one of the biggest triggers that we have. It's also one of the healers. It's one of the greatest facilitators of the human experience. It can give us freedom. It gives us experience. It gives us safety and security, which our ego absolutely loves, which is why there's such a high kind of connection to money, and why it can really, from some people's perspectives, cause a lot of issues and a lot of challenge. So money fear, mainly for me, I think the fear comes from the collective rather than personal, but that can then trigger, and then it feels personal. Use this as an opportunity to clear the money fear. Go to what I'll do is I'll link a transmission for you to listen to support you with clearing money blocks, because we don't need to be victim to our circumstances and our fears and our limiting beliefs around money. We don't have to be victim to our conditioning, our programming, our traumas, our wounding around money. What we can use this as a way to heal it, and then step out of that and be grateful, thankful for everything, the abundance that we do have. And yes, please, we want more. We want more abundance so that we can share it, we can spread it out, we can do good things with it. But we need to recognize when we are in fear of not having enough, or notice when things are being projected on us and it's triggering us, so that we can deal with it and then release that. Because if we stick with that money fear, then it does impact what we can receive. It does impact what we can create. So this is why this is a fabulous card, because if you do get triggered this week, you've got something to work with. Now, for some of you, it might be like, I've been working on my money stories, my money blocks for yonks, and you sail through this week. So for me, this is an acknowledgement of, well done you. You're burning away your money fears and you're doing the work. So that's, that's just a recognition and a kind of a round of applause. Good for you. And, what I would say is the stuff that you're doing for yourself will also have that ripple effect on other people. And, things won't feel as challenging for them either, because they can see and feel and experience energetically what it's doing for you, without even having to have the conversation around that. It ripples out. So money fears, triggers, blocks in some kind of shape or form, whether it be an acknowledgement and a round of applause, or it's kind of like, there's something coming up for me. Amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, let's work with that and let's see what we can do. So use the transmission at the end of here, at the end of this reading, to support you with that. And of course, there's quite a few money transmissions that I've got, so go through as many as you want. You can never do too much. You'll always get what you need to receive at the level that's appropriate for you. Your higher self and guides manage that process. So money fears. Now let me know if that card resonates, and also if you want to go deeper with your own session. Now, just looking back at card one, and if you've not listened to card one, please go back and listen to card one if you had card two. But if you've got money fears coming up, you've got to come from a place of love, not judgmental, not criticism. Oh my God, I've got another money fear. It is like, okay, thank you very much. I'm going to come from a place of love now, and I'm going to look at this with tenderness and with compassion for myself so that I can get to the root of that money fear and I can weed it out. It's the best way. It's definitely the best way. Now, if you pick card 3, again, we've got some collective stuff coming through. And this is around awareness. So having your awareness heightened around this. And again, remember, if you are just tuning into card 3, please go listen to card 1, because that's going to give you the fundamental way of dealing with this card. It's unconscious projections. So a little bit like the money fears of card 2, you may notice that there's quite a lot of projection going on around at the moment. Again, from the collective, from your families, from your work colleagues, maybe from your clients even. And this is just kind of like an opportunity to reflect back what they are giving you. So, you know, you can have that conversation and say, are you actually hearing what you're saying? This is what you're telling me. Is that what you really mean? Do you really feel that? Or are you just unconsciously putting this energy and that's those words and that energy, feeling, thoughts out into the world? Do you really mean that? Or are you just being triggered and you're reacting? So you've got an opportunity to have those kind of conversations. If the person is willing to hear, might not be. So in that case, just be mindful that if you are around people that are projecting because they're being triggered, then just see that that is what is happening, and you don't need to react to their trigger with your own trigger. If there is a feeling that you want to react because it's triggering you, and other people's behaviors, let's be honest, do trigger us. Again, pause if you can, and if you don't catch yourself in the pause and you react, then that's okay. Just notice that you've reacted. Do what you need to, pause or apologize or whatever it might be, but then go away with that. Don't just kind of like brush it away and it's like, right, that's done with, whatever, I'll just carry on about my day. Go back and say, well, why was I triggered by that person's behavior or that response or what they said to me? Because I know that that was their trigger, and then they projected onto me, and then I projected back to them. So what is it about that triggered me? Why did I respond in that way? And that is information for you to then, again, look at and go deeper with some self-reflection of, you know, what does that relate to? How did it make me feel? What does it remind me of? Did I mean what I was saying as a reaction, or was it just a reaction and I was trying to protect myself? Why am I feeling hurt or hard done by or rejected or abandoned or whatever that trigger is that it brings up in you? Why am I feeling that? What does it relate to? What is it reminding me of? And again, going back to card 1, you do that with unconditional love. And in those types of situations where we're being projected on and we recognize, and maybe we don't react and we can just see what's happening, then just sending unconditional love to that person. You can do it in your mind, or you can say it out loud. You get your pendulum out, you can get a beautiful piece of rose quartz crystal and say, we send unconditional love to that person. Because even that vibration of the thought of, you're saying it out loud and it becomes the thought form actually in the quantum field, that energy is being sent with a beautiful intention. And so they will receive that. And if that helps them just to kind of come up to peace or to let go of the trigger or even to go deeper with it for themselves, then we're helping from a really unconditional, beautiful place. So sending unconditional love to others, you know, from our heart, or as I say, with words, is just a great way to diffuse situations. And it helps us to diffuse our own reactions as well. So unconscious projection. So just be mindful that you may be really aware of unconscious projections or conscious projections that are flying about. And if you get involved in any and you do react, then just bring awareness to it. That is the greatest gift that you can give to yourself and to others, is the awareness of people's behavior and their thoughts and their programming and the trauma and the wounding that we don't even know about, but it's there and it's coming out. And that's what an unconscious projection is. And now that could be coming from the collective as well. So just be mindful also this week where you put your energy, who you're hanging out with and what you're listening to. What are you ingesting as vibrational information? Is it high vibe? Is it useful? Does it help you to feel good? Or is it draining the hell out of you? Ask yourself that, because you are the conscious creator. So you can choose what you ingest. You choose what you digest. Ingest, digest, you know. We can have full choice over that. We're not force-fed to listen to social media or to listen to the news 24/7. You know, like we're not forced to do that. So let's just take a bit more control over our choices of what we are ingesting and digesting. And that will help also to not take on the unconscious projections, which there's like millions of them. And that helps us just to navigate the week in a really beautiful way. And don't forget, unconditional love is the key. So let me know how those cards resonate. So we're going to come to the bonus card now, which is karmic challenges. There's a few karmic challenges that are coming up here. Well, not specifically karmic, but this one is karmic. So what I mean by karmic, it's based on your choices that you have made, present lifetime, past lifetime. And, you know, we're still upholding that choice, the energy of that choice. So then karmically, it kind of keeps coming back. So choice and consequence, that's basically what karma is. It's, you know, what we put out comes back to us. And so this is allowing us to transform our fear. So the karmic thing here, the frequency of it is fear. Now we've already looked at fear in card 2. So we have the karmic challenge of fear, but we also then have the opportunity to transform the fear. So the karmic element here is spotting what your fears are and how they perhaps debilitate you, how they hold you back, but also know that once you've spotted that fear and you work with your fear, not against it, not avoiding it, acknowledging the fear, and it'd be like, well, okay, I know I've got this fear, but what's on the other side of that fear? What's it? What can I break through to kind of realize when I get on the other side of that fear? How's it going to transform my life? And that might be the smallest thing that's been holding you back, but once you face your fear and do it anyway, which is really how we've got to go through fear, we've just got to face them and realize they're not as scary as we conveniently make them, because our ego is a very good exaggerator of fear. And just know that we are supported, we are safe. Navigate that fear, then you transform yourself and you transform that fear into butterflies. So that there could be this karmic fear that has been with you for many lifetimes, probably connected with money or connected to love or connected to the self. And so it'll be a fear that's there for you because you keep doing the fear over and over again. And it's almost like we're not facing the fear and we're not transforming it. We're just kind of keeping it going. So you've got an opportunity this week to acknowledge whatever fears are coming up about any maybe changes that you want to make, any new chapters that you want to start, new relationships, new jobs, new levels of income, being more visible in your business, starting new health regimes and habits, maybe more devoted practices for yourself. And it creates all of these insecurities, all of these fears. But we don't need to be defined by the fear. We need to acknowledge it and know it's there. But then we work through it. And remember, card 1 is the answer. It's the key. We're doing it with unconditional love. Have unconditional love for that fear, because it's been doing its job. It's been keeping you safe, but it also holds you back. So it's kind of like, okay, thank you, but we're now going to transform that fear, because I'm now stepping out of that and I'm stepping into something new, and that fear isn't part of that new journey. So unconditional love for the fear and what it's created and done for you up to now, but it can just now be then released lovingly, and you can move forward, transforming those fears into butterflies as you move forward. Surrendering, knowing that you're supported, and karmically releasing that fear, so putting it to bed. So let me know how those cards resonate. It's a great week for me. As I say, it's a powerful week. This is about owning our energy, owning our behavior, our decisions, our choices, and essentially bringing a lot more awareness to our week, so we can just see what is potentially impacting it, or what could impact it, and bring in unconditional love to that, but also just awareness. Awareness is huge. If we can just be 1% more aware in our everyday, we would be living a different experience. And, you know, we are getting better. We're definitely getting better at becoming more self-aware, more soulful awareness. We're definitely getting better. It's an improvement. We're doing it, and the more we do it, the more we become more adept at it. So let's just all keep going with the self-awareness, and we'll keep transforming our fears. We'll keep moving forward with unconditional love, and it has a beautiful ripple effect for everybody. So enjoy your new moon this week. Enjoy your week just in general. And if you need further support, you know where to find me. DM me, we can have a quick chat. I can then give you an idea of how best to support you. So love and blessings, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.